I'm Heather from booktubes, and today's age gap romance recommendations. This is a trope that I really like, and then couldn't think of any recommendations for. So if you've read any of my recommendations and you're like, this was age gap, I got the recommendation from you, or I know you recommend this as not on your list, feel free to tell me in the comments, because it's like I can't remember what any of them were. That being said, I do have some great ones for you. The books are always listed in the description. They're always marked as Kindle Unlimited or not. They are always linked for your convenience and my pennies. And subscribe, like, and comment if you like romance recommendations, which I assume you do because you're here. Very first one is Him by L.L. Ash. This is a best friend's dad romance. This one had a slightly weird ending, I felt like, but everything else in this book I really liked. So this girl is going with her best friend to college, and they're going to college where kind of her estranged because of her mom. This is the best friend. The mom is kind of crazy, and so the dad really hasn't been his daughter's life much. She's like gone there for visits, but he hasn't been able to see her, and so the best friend has never met him. Our main character has never met her best friend's dad, and so they're going to college in the town that he lives in, and he offered his daughter to live with him to save money on a dorm, and she asked if her friend could too, and he said yes. And of course he is super attractive and single and all the things. This one I really liked, and the reason why I really liked it is I felt that both main characters, the main character and the love interest, were both really mature. And our main character, yes, she's 18 or 19, but like she's like, if I don't care about the age gap, why should anybody else? Like, I know what I want. I'm not, like, I'm mature. I know what I want. I know what I want out of life. This is what I want out of life, and I would love to share it with you. And I just loved the communication in this book. I thought it was great. The best friend ends up totally flaking and just kind of turning into a not great person there for a minute, and she goes and she joins the sorority. That doesn't make you a bad person in and of itself, but she goes and joins the sorority, and she decides to live in the sorority house, and so she leaves her best friend living with her dad, and her dad's just like, you put her in a really weird situation, why would you do this to her? And she's just like, freedom. But he's like, look, I'm not gonna kick you out just because my daughter decided to flake on you. You can continue to live here. I know that you wouldn't be living here if that was the original arrangement that had been presented to you, but I understand that you can't afford a dorm, and that, you know, we're now into the semester and you don't want to join a sorority, and if you want to continue living here, I'm not going to kick you out because my daughter flaked. So I loved that, and I just really enjoyed this romance. It was so good. I read it for the Taboo Book Club back in October or September or something, and I really enjoyed it. Then I have Let Me Hold You, which is McClain Brothers #2 by Alexandria House. This is an NBA player, and he likes older women. That is his thing. And they're usually like 16-ish years older than him, like a pretty significant age gap, especially for the women being older. And this one, he kind of has beef with another NBA player, and it's the NBA player's single teen mom is the one that he has the romantic relationship with. Now, I will tell you that I wasn't thrilled with the relationship with the son in this, and kind of the entire conflict I didn't like all that much. But if you just want a really good guy being into an older woman, this is a really good one. In that sense, there are definitely trigger warnings for domestic abuse, both in the past and also on page, not by the hero at all whatsoever, so don't worry about that. But that is a predominant theme through the book, so you should be aware of that. But Leland McClain, he's great. He's so fantastic. And Kim was a really lovely person. She had a lot of trauma, and she had this hang up, and I really felt like she should have dealt with it sooner. But that didn't stop me from liking her and loving him and really loving them together. I have Lift You Up, which is River Brothers #1 by Jessica Gadziala. This one, he is like the older sibling that put his entire adult life on hold to take care of his younger siblings. Now, the way he did that was about leading them around the entire country and having them knock off a big store chain in a revenge quest for their dead mother. So questionable, but he falls for a friend of the family. Once they settle down in another series, specifically the Malik Brothers series. So if you wanted to read that first, you could, but you can totally read this as a standalone. And anyways, so he's now a security specialist. He's like in his 40s, maybe. And she is like the sweetest freaking person. She's an animal person. She works at a pet store. She like takes care of animals all day long. She like spends her own money getting them treats and stuff. Like she is just a very sweet person, and she is younger than him. And then she sees something that she shouldn't, and gets chased by a bunch of men and runs to his apartment and beats on the door and is like, "Save me!" And he's like, "Okay, I've always had a thing for you, but I can't act on it because you're a friend of the family." And then his sister is just like, "Are you dumb? Are you stupid? Like, why can you not have a thing with her? Well, snap out of it, sir." And I love that. This is romantic suspense, so there are some suspense elements, so be aware of that. Then I'm Little Dove by Layla Frost. You all knew that this is coming. I love this book so much. I reread it in January, and this is a captor, mafia-esque. It's actually a casino owner, age gap, daddy dom king specifically. It's like a protective provider dom. Super healthy relationship, super healthy communication. I thought it was a really good explaining of the kink and its varieties and what they specifically had. So basically on her 17th birthday, she witnesses the hero, Maximo, shooting her dad. Dead. And he was not aware that she was in the house. He was not even entirely aware of her existence. But so he takes her instead of killing her. She tries to escape. He lays down the law in a not so fun way, and then they basically coexist in this big house with his staff taking care of her. They have very few interactions, although he literally takes care of every whim that she can possibly have without having a lot of contact with her until she turns 18. We as the reader can obviously tell that Maximo is into her, but she doesn't have any idea. And when she turns 18, he makes it very apparent that he wants this relationship with her. He also makes it clear that he will continue to provide for her. He will buy her a different house. He will let her continue to live there. He will continue to help fund if she wants to go to college, all of these things, regardless of whether she sleeps with him. So basically the healthiest captor relationship you've ever seen in your entire life. And I just love them. I love them so much. Maximo and Julia are like the best age gap couple. I adore it.
Hey, so I never do this, but I read another age gap book and it was so good. It's If She Says Yes by Tasha L. Harrison. It was amazing. Older woman, younger man. She's 55 and he's 32, and she is his best friend's mom. And it was so good. I got butterflies, physical butterflies in my stomach multiple times reading this book. I could not believe how good it was. I will tell you, because I would have enjoyed it more if I had known this. This ends on a happy for now, and you never get a conflict with the best friend about him being with his mother. So that's not on page. That doesn't happen in the book. So, you know, you don't have to be dreading that the whole time. It was so good. It was so good. They like hook up over her son's wedding weekend, and she's like a nurturer who takes care of everyone else and just needs somebody to take care of her. It was phenomenal.
Then lastly, I have Motorcycle Man. This is Dream Man number 4 by Kristen Ashley. You can read it as a standalone. You can also read the series before it if you want. I enjoyed all of the books. This one is particularly about a motorcycle club president, and he is older. It's like some gray hair things happening, I think. Anyways, so and that's Tack, and he's an alpha, and he could be a jerk, but you know. Then we have Tyra. She just got hired to work in the office at the motorcycle club, and she has like a one-night stand with him, I think, and then gets hired, and then it's like, oh, you are a jerk face, and then he has to kind of win her. I don't know, but it was an age gap, and I liked it. So there's that. And this just set up a whole motorcycle club series spinoff, which is the Chaos series. But yes, this one is good. And if there's triggers and stuff, I don't remember. It's been a while since I read this one, so it is romantic suspense to some degree. So there's that. You should always kind of be aware that motorcycle clubs romances probably have some sort of trigger. So there's that. Age gap. What should I read? I don't like Penelope Douglas. Don't tell me Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I've read it. It's not on the list. Alright, excellent. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Yeah, let me know your recommendations. I have a few that I've read that are not on this list on purpose, and then I have some that I probably just forgot about. So feel free to comment. I do love Age Gap. I can read it like a lot. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.